Welcome back. A fix that works on one branch for 6 weeks is a promise. A fix that holds across 41 branches for years is a result. And getting from one to the other is its own discipline. This is control, the phase most projects skip, which is exactly why most improvements quietly rot within a year. Today, the automated trigger goes bank-wide, the backlog curve finally bends, and, just as important, the team builds the guardrails that make the gain permanent. And a second front opens. Facility granting, Wave 2. Scaling isn't just flipping a switch on 40 more branches, it's flipping it deliberately. Roll out in waves, not all at once, so a surprise hits 10 branches, not the whole bank. Keep measuring as you go. The pilot proved it on one branch under Nadia's eye. Scale has to prove it survives without her watching. And name an owner at every branch, so the trigger is somebody's job, not everybody's hope. The backlog burn-down chart becomes the team's heartbeat. Every week, more overdue files cleared than created. Here's how you keep a process honest. I'll use the LeanProjax platform, the control chart tool. As the trigger rolls out, Nadia charts overdue files per week. The center line drops week after week, and the control limits show the new, lower normal. And the chart does something a target number can't. It tells you the difference between a random wobble you should ignore and a real problem you must chase. The day a branch's number jumps above the limit, the team investigates that branch, not the whole bank. A control chart watches, a control plan assigns. This is the project's memory, written down so the gain outlives the team. For each critical characteristic, refresh cycle time, first time write rate, 1 row. What we measure, the target, how it's checked, how often, and the name of the person who owns it. And the out-of-control action, exactly what happens when a number goes red, so a signal always finds an owner instead of a committee. When Nadia eventually walks away, this document is what keeps the process from drifting back. Let's write it. In the platform, the control plan and response plan tools. Nadia enters the rows. Cycle time owned by each branch's operations lead, checked weekly against the chart. First time write rate, owned by compliance, checked monthly. And the response plan, the if-then table. If the weekly overdue count crosses the limit, this person investigates within a day, escalates if it repeats. The team codifies the standard operating procedure too, so a new hire runs the refresh the same way as a 10-year veteran. The gain is now guarded. And now, Wave 2. In the platform. With KYC under control, Tariq opens the second assignment. Corporate facility granting, the 18-day approval against a 5-day promise. He runs the same playbook, faster now that the team knows it. The opportunity was already scored, the charter drops in, and the early analysis points at the same disease in a different organ. Handoffs and waiting, not work. The method that saved KYC is already being copied onto the next fire. That's the real product, and not one fix, a way of working. Look at what 120 days bought. The backlog burned down, once flat and hopeless, now bends hard toward zero, on track to clear inside the regulator's window with room to spare. The control chart holds the new normal. 2 projects run in parallel, and the regulator's mid-program review, the one everyone dreaded, comes back not with penalties, but with a note of confidence. The wall from episode 5 has a door in it now, and the team built the door themselves from evidence. The gains are scaled and guarded. The backlog is clearing, the controls are owned, and a second project is already following the same map. Everything this team built over 180 days now lives in one workspace, every number traceable to its evidence. There's just one thing left to do, and it's the most important meeting of the whole project. In the final episode, Nadia walks into the boardroom, and the numbers speak for themselves. From a panicked letter to a signed, celebrated result. Full circle. See you there.